I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather. Ladies and gentlemen, chaos broke out. And I'm not talking about legit, bona fide boxing, pure boxing chaos. I'm talking about the kind of stuff that's just embarrassing. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop.
According to Stephen A. Smith, Floyd Mayweather could be heading toward financial trouble, not because of bad investments or poor career choices, but simply due to his extremely expensive way of living. Smith doesn't present this as a quick, controversial opinion. Instead, he delivers it more like a sobering reminder. When the cameras stop rolling and the fame begins to fade, wealth can vanish much faster than people expect.
The damn poker table, don't go to the blackjack table, don't go to the slot machine for crying out loud, even if it's only asking you for $1. Don't do it. Stay the hell out of the casino.
Smith mentions that Mayweather is said to have made roughly $1.1 billion over the course of his career. But then he makes a key point: the very same flashy, over-the-top lifestyle that turned Floyd into Money Mayweather could also be why his fortune might not go as far as most people would expect.
Good to make all that money if you ain't got any of it to keep for yourself, bro. Keep your money. Because as great as you are, I got news for you. You ain't gonna be able to perform like that forever. We all get old. Father Time is undefeated. Make sure your wallet's fat when that day comes for you. All right?
Floyd owned plenty of them. Supposedly, he made $1 billion. But who actually handed over that check? For a long time, Floyd built his brand around the idea of endless riches, piles of money on Instagram, high-end timepieces, private planes, sprawling estates, and a name for living as if there were no tomorrow.
It's like unlimited amount of money. Money's just flowing. And even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made as much, if not more money than any boxer ever. Like, there's all these lawsuits. Like, he hasn't been paying things, and he owes money on this and owes money on that. And it's like, and then he's got to come out of retirement.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. I think it's just the lifestyle that Floyd lived.
Yes.
I think he can't fathom to just live a modest lifestyle. It's like he gotta be lavish.
Right. He's got to have those videos where he shows you all the watches, where he opens the case up, you know.
All the money. He got to show that he got $1 million in his backpack. And, you know, he got the latest watch and the latest car, and look what I just bought.
And when you get into latest watches and latest cars, you get into that shit. Like, boy, that money goes quick.
Smith explains that this larger-than-life image worked perfectly while Floyd was still fighting, especially during his prime years, when he was earning anywhere from $100 million to $200 million per bout. Around that period, Floyd famously dropped $18 million on a single watch, a purchase that really captured how extreme the money era had gotten. But Smith points out that once those enormous paychecks dried up after retirement, keeping up that same standard of luxury turned into an entirely new kind of problem.
Who everyone else gets their stuff from. And he told me, and I'm not going to say who it is, but he's like, Mayweather's broke. I said, no. He's like, no, really, Mayweather's broke. Now, I don't know if it's true.
Right.
This is what this guy told me. I'm like, how could he be broke? He's like, yo, he spends like crazy.
Yeah.
Spends like
I
crazy.
mean, it only could go but so long. I mean, and you're not fighting.
Yeah.
Because I don't see Mayweather even doing any goofy shit like that.
But, you know, but you would think that your investments would continue to grow.
Right.
As long as you keep your spending under wraps. Like right now, like I could retire right now. This could be my last interview ever.
Right.
And with my investments, you know, I invested into a lot of great companies like Google and Amazon and Tesla over the years, and those companies have all grown and continue to grow, right? And I could actually borrow money against my stock portfolio without even selling my stocks.
And this, Smith suggests, is where the exhibition matches come in. Less about actual competition and more about fueling the same high-spending way of life. He also brings up the long-running jokes surrounding Floyd's education, something critics used to make fun of him for years ago. According to Smith, if the money trouble rumors turn out to be true, those old jokes would start circling back in a much more awkward light. And this kind of discussion isn't exactly new either.
To me to help them, so I could stop them from using TMT as their logo right now. Because
you wouldn't do that because y'all cool again.
Yeah, I'm just not chasing it. But to be honest with you, I incorporated TMT in Delaware while he was incarcerated. Because he didn't sign the paper doesn't mean the corporation isn't valid. So I could actually, technically it trademarks the term of it because his entire corporation is built on it. So I could tell you, you can't have TMT socks. You can't have that TMT shirt you got on. He don't understand that because he's just not. I just said it and he won't be able to figure out that I could do that.
Damn, you and this guy, man. I thought y'all was good again.
We are good. I just don't understand why he having the conversation. How am I coming up in conversation? I don't even care about what they're doing.
So there's still some static.
No, it only happens when it's time.
Got it.
It's time to build some type of energy or some sort of press. It's time to make a and then
Back in 2020, 50 Cent, once a friend of Floyd's, later a critic, went on the radio and claimed that Mayweather had already lost all his money. That statement sparked a huge amount of debate at the time. But whether Smith ends up being correct or not, his main point comes down to something simple. When your public image is built entirely on the idea of unlimited wealth, even the tiniest financial rumor instantly blows up into worldwide headline news.
Like when you make yourself like we got issues or you're angry, he's still the best out there. Until somebody beat him, that's who he is.
Do you think he should step back in the ring?
I think he got to right now because the money gone.
So the money's really gone?
Yeah, that's what you think. It's get the money, spend the money.
All that money?
It took, it's been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like with the lifestyle, that money's gone, trust me. Now it's like, you call him, he'll be at your local hosting. In a nightclub, because you need that action right now.
Right when the speculation from Stephen A. Smith about possible bankruptcy had people acting as if Floyd were one late Amazon payment away from putting a bathrobe up for sale on eBay, in walks Nicholas Irving with a story that shifts the entire tone. It no longer feels like a straightforward accusation. It starts to feel more like a larger-than-life character study, complete with real receipts, whispered rumors, and an incredibly expensive movie ticket to Irving's take is basically this. I'm not sitting here counting every single dollar in Floyd's bank account, but I have seen how he lives, up close. And that's where things get interesting. We're not talking about someone who buys one over-the-top necklace and then calls it a day.
He has so many.
He's hilarious.
His spending habits are hilarious.
I love him.
He's got like a whole fleet just in white. He's like, white is right. I got a bunch of...
He's got other 18 colors too, though, man.
Yeah, he does.
Gang of cars.
All matching up.
You owe that money to the IRS. Why don't you just give him a few cards?
Because he went so deep, so
How much does he owe?
Well, it's more than you want to pay.
Yeah.
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No.
It's just neglect to pay.
Neglect. And it's also like, I think, and there is like a truth to this. He makes so much money. There's probably a point when they're like, hey, it's time to pay your taxes. And you go like, all right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, that's true, but you owe 50 more. And he's just like, that can't be right. I've given you $25 million.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah, like what are you talking about, man?
He's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash. Hilarious.
This isn't just about one person. It's a full traveling operation, about 40 people deep. Malls, restaurants, private planes, gambling, even entire movie theaters booked out as if the rest of the world had been put on hold, just because Floyd wanted to watch a film without anyone else around. And honestly, that single image says more about the money-driven Mayweather machine than anything else. The man didn't just spend money. He turned spending into part of the show. Irving explains that Floyd could go through $500,000 or even $1 million the way most people would spend on snacks or parking. That sounds unbelievable, until you remember this is the same fighter who made ridiculous paydays and built a reputation where over-the-top luxury was basically part of his walkout music. But what really makes this whole conversation interesting is that Irving pushes back too.
What I always did was I believed in myself. Before anybody else believed in me, I believed in myself. And I believe that it's going to be, another cryptocurrency that's going to be just as large as Bitcoin someday. It's okay. That's no different from Uber and Lyft.
Because he's not entirely convinced by the Floyd is completely broke narrative either. His take is this: sure, the lifestyle might be over the top. Yes, the expenses could be insane. And okay, maybe there's some truth behind the rumors. But broke? That word gets thrown around far too easily, especially when the guy still clearly knows how to keep his name in the spotlight. And that's the part that sticks with me. Floyd has always understood that being hated, doubted, or looked at sideways is still prime marketing. Call him broke. Call him careless. Call him anything you want. But somehow, here you are, still talking about his next fight. And that feels an awful lot like that was a plan all along.
Point, you were getting celebrity endorsements. One was DJ Khaled, hilarious, and Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
And he posted on his Instagram him taking this what do you call it? The Centra card?
Centra card.
The Centra card. And going and purchasing something with his Bitcoin at a store.
Yeah.
He did that knowing that it didn't work.
Floyd Mayweather doesn't know anything what that's going on, really. So like,
we all know that.
Yeah.
The guy can't read,
Yeah.
How much did you guys pay him?
Like $1 million.
He took that knowing or not caring if it worked?
It was just knowing, not knowing, right? Like they didn't care. He does a million promotions like that. It was basically you speak to his manager.
Yeah.
He's like, this is Floyd's price. You send the money over.
Yeah.
The manager makes his little cut from it. And he just says, what do you want me to say? And what do you want me to...
Then, just as Nicholas Irving paints Floyd's world as a non-stop luxury parade that never takes a break, Mike Tyson steps in and somehow makes the entire spectacle feel serious again, without even raising his voice. In this interview, Tyson doesn't come across as a retired legend chasing headlines. He sounds more like an old military general who still studies battle maps for fun. What grabbed me first was hearing him talk about amateur boxing with more genuine affection than some fighters show when discussing world titles. That alone says everything. Tyson isn't selling nostalgia here. He's breaking down the actual foundation of greatness. He brings up Lomachenko and that massive mountain of amateur experience, then starts drilling down on the real problem. Fewer boxing gyms, fewer training representatives, fewer tough young fighters coming up through the ranks, and honestly, he's not wrong. Tyson's point is basically that America wants champions, but isn't building enough places to create them. That's like wishing for Formula One drivers while shutting down all the racetracks.
Ended up doing the fight in the States with a different company. That is the company that put on the fight. That is the company that paid. But he sold our fight with my name and likeness to someone else in Dubai for $10 million cash. It's our fight, bro. Our deal was 15%. He smoked me. So I got 15% of it. 15% of $10 million is $1.5 million. That company that paid him that money is suing him. I actually don't know the status on that lawsuit. I should check in because he still owes me money, but he has a bunch of legal trouble at the moment that I don't think I'm ever getting the money.
He just sold his house in Vegas.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I think he's facing a bunch.
Rinsed on that house. He started at $14 million. He custom built the house, by the way, in like 2006.
Yeah.
Started at 14, reduced to 12, 10, 8 came on the market, and it was a lot of house for 8.
Then he moves into his own personal story, and that part lands differently. Because when Tyson says boxing found him while he was in reform school, and that he watched bruised and beaten kids come back with smiles on their faces simply because they had been boxing, that's pure Mike Tyson thinking right there. Everyone looked roughed up, yet somehow they looked alive. Of course, that's what spoke to him. And just when the interviewer tries to poke at the Floyd Mayweather situation, Tyson almost shuts down the drama by being more relaxed than the media wants him to be. He says there's no bad blood, says it's all entertainment, says they're going to get in the ring and fight. And somehow, that lands with more weight than any fake tough guy rant ever could. That's Tyson's secret. Man, when he sounds calm, that's when you should probably pay close attention. Then he starts talking about different boxing eras, saying the guys from his time were war horses, claiming Usyk would have had to deal with a whole different level of punishment, giving Crawford his respect, shouting out Shakur, Keyshawn, and Ennis, and even defending Benavidez like the sport still owes him back pay.
Flipped a house in Florida from 18 to 20 mil, and he's got a place in LA that's like $25 million he's trying to sell now for like 48, which it's funny how now all of a sudden Floyd's trying to sell all of his assets. What does that tell you? He just sold his private plane as well, which I don't know what that went for. But again, he's offloading assets because he's massively in debt and owes people a lot of money. And he's trying to finance something, whether it's legal fees, whether it's other mortgages, whatever. But yeah, getting a net negative of $4 million on the house you built and then put on the market is probably the worst real estate investment you can make. Outside of maybe a strip club that no one goes to except you, because that is your vice, gambling and strippers.